Welcome back, everyone, to episode 229 of the Craftverse series. And you might be wondering, where am I? But you might also be able to hear the cries of sheep and the activations of shears. That's because we are underneath the wool farm. I forgot to turn my settings back on when I took my thumbnail shot. Wonderful start to the episode. Turn those off. Alright. Technical difficulties. You might notice that there is a pond here. Besides that pond, there's not much else in the room. That's because there's stuff underneath us. Now, if I come back out this direction, you can see the outside world. But we're going to take a tour. Oop, that was weird. Room 1. I have a bit of lava source here with a smelting station, storage, and this is entirely meant for cacti. So I can smelt that down into green dye later, and it's been slowly accruing cacti while I've been building the rest of it. That was the first room finished, the easiest room to do of the 4. Back here is where that pond resides on the top, because that is my dripstone farm, which is manual. It does unfortunately offer some spawnable location, but it is bright enough in here I'm not concerned about that. I also have some automatic duplication areas. They're not really dupes, they're more like just legitimate farms. If I put bone meal in here, there's a setup in there that's going to trigger that to grow all the way to the floor, and it will notice, break, and continue the cycle until it runs out of bone meal. And this one is the same thing, but in reverse, because it's the floor one. This one was actually a bit easier to set up. And this is just probably the slowest of the 3. It doesn't have a bone meal input side. It's just going to break whenever it gets to the bottom. If it ever gets to the bottom, I might just break these out and just put bone meal in there as I need to. It's not really that important at the moment. It's just kind of there. Room 3. Snowmen. These guys don't have their pumpkins anymore, so they're not as volatile. But if I want snow, the fastest thing I can do is just aim myself roughly here, where I'm not likely to hit them, and then just spam through, and come back down here into the chest. Everything's getting collected. And I'm keeping these pumpkins here in case I accidentally kill them and I need to, replace them. Then I have this storage area over here. I don't have enough bamboo grown in order to make another chute. This is my chicken. It automatically moves the other observer so I can turn it on and off. And I have the same setup over here for when I put bone meal in this. It's going to chuck the bone meal at it, and it's going to automatically break it as it bone meals. So it's a perfect little setup. This actually took quite a bit of doing initially when I was testing it out to see if I could make it fit in this space. I'm very glad that this is where the ramp goes up like that, so I could tuck that underneath the stairwell. So it's not in the way of anything, it's not poking through any walls, and it's perfectly hidden. Over here, I have a much bigger lava setup because I have a much bigger auto smelt. This side is entirely for ores, this side is entirely for food. I wanted to have just a little area I could spend a lot of time in if I ever needed to. And I dug this whole area out underneath the wool farm for a reason. But up here, I have absolutely no idea what to do with it. So if you have any ideas of what to do with a 3-block tall space that I cannot break the ceiling out of, or the floor, then yeah, let me know in the comments. It's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 deep, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wide as these individual rooms. I might put walls around them, I might not, I'm not quite sure. I might just leave them as little stalls and have the wall end right here if I was to do anything. So it would be the full 7. So if you want, you can design something and let me know, or just give me some ideas and let me tinker with them. I'm going to leave this for now. This is my entryway. I do have to put a lamp right there. But for right now, this is good. Okay. You might be wondering what's down here. Whoa, that was a weird lag spike. Why is it lagging like that? Okay, this is going to be fun. If I break this out and come down here, I actually found a good bit of the reason I had lag. Because there was a bunch of water flowing down here, just natively, but it was also very, very dark. So I tried putting in these little stations here where you see the dirt. Those were lava pillars. And it kept crashing me because not only would it load in the natural water pillars every time I flew over, it was also loading in my 5 or so lava pillars that I installed. So yeah, that didn't end up being very kind to my machine, so I ended up having to take all of them out, and I haven't had any auto crash features in quite some time, so I've been pretty safe that way. This, however, will be covered over at some point, but it's not even going to be in the way of what I'm doing today, so that's good. What is kind of in the way, though, is I have to break this, this, and this, pop these out, yeah, we're going to do this, and then going to flatten these into a straight turn. Nice tee off. I'm going to do the same thing with this. Right here. Because I'm going to be putting fences. That's not where that was meant to be. There we go. And I'm going to be flattening all of this area. So no more of these shrubberies. No more flowers in the way. And this over here is going to be where I put my animals. That said, I am going to be breaking out this, this, and this. Probably going to do... yeah. Put it right there. Can leave these two. That's going to have to go. Well, actually, no. In order to make this safe, pick block. We're going to put it on this side. Oh, lovely. Hold on. I have a solution for this. Luckily, I'm using an actual controller and not Joy-Cons, so it's a lot easier to maneuver with. But also, in order to keep in line with this does have to actually be right there. So we're going to put you right there. That's where the entry is going to be. Because that's where that is. Okay. Trying to keep everything lined up nice. Okay, so this gives me 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, perfect. I figured it out. And then we just bring this all the way down to the end here. And that's where the path is going to be currently. Gonna have this side started just a little bit. So that's gonna go out this way. This path is going to be extended out all the way until it meets up with that entrance. And I need to start getting my fences. I had some prepared for this. Won't need these. I'm gonna go ahead and start from this side. Gonna have the entry points be right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. Okay. Well, this is gonna throw things off just a bit unless I do that. Now, who said you could do that? Going to have to restructure just a little bit. That's fine. And then you and you. Actually, I did not prepare enough to leave you there. Okay, these sections are installed. Now, do I want to actually do this the way I have been, or do I want to leave this open? This should actually be fine, because this is going to be fully wrapped around at some point. For right now, though, I might just leave that there. That way I know that's what I'm trying to do with it. Okay, so let's get an aerial view of this side. Already looks better, but I do need to add in the lighting as we move this way. So let's go ahead and just bring this to where it's going to be, and then I'll remove accordingly. Okay, so everything over here needs to be removed to this point. Actually, yes, you do need to be removed, so that's fine. Because we're going to be replacing what's underneath this section with sea lanterns. A little bit of extra stylish lighting. Is a bit laggy today. Ha 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 ha. Okay. This should be far enough away from the hole that it's not a concern. Put those back. So all of this is going to make up for whatever extra pieces I need to install for the dirt path. Kind of glad I don't have Silk Touch on this pick, or shovel. I know what I meant to say. Also glad I do have it on the actual axe. Weird. Why is Minecraft bugging out right now? Okay, so I can at least get up to here back installed. I don't really care if that converts to grass because I'm going to be reconverting it back into path. I have been meaning to get some of this project done for a while. I've just been putting it off because I had a bunch of towers to install. And I do still have one that is yet to be built. And that is the goal of this week, is to get that tower installed. Just gotta do a little bit of maintenance around the area, you know? Every once in a while, you gotta catch up on what's been lacking. Does this have any more lights in it? Well, it does have room for me to put this stuff away. I actually don't want all that put away yet. I may need that. There we are. And a couple extra bits of dirt just in case, but that's definitely going to be enough light. Also, you might notice that my levels are at maximum. Last week I showcased the glitch from It's Me James. I also linked him in the description if you would like to go see his video on how to create that device. Gotta spread the content wealth around, you know? Let people get some views on their own stuff. Oh, you don't go there. Yes, you do. I'm just a goof. We're going to do that because that's right at the edge of the path. I did just get a message from the Realms side of things before I actually connected. That said, Realms is unavailable. Please try again later. Excuse me. Thankfully, it did come back. I just had to fully close the game and then reopen it, and then we're back. But it apparently does not want to be back. So we will just have to make do with what we have. Okay, now I can just finish off this path. Oh. Yep, I had a feeling I was hearing that. That's fine, I'm almost done with this anyway. I didn't realize it had been 4 days. Okay. Lit up path is installed. I am going to just fill this in. Not there. No sheep. Ow. Okay, this area is caught up. Deposit these extra bits. I don't actually want you in there at all. It's just gonna have to do for now. Can't risk flying because he's going to jump at me if I do. So what I'm gonna do instead is come up here and see if I left myself any spruce. Don't think... Oop, a little bit? Perfect. I can work with this. For those of you who haven't seen this glitch, it's extremely effective. I'm going to fill my hotbar. Then we're going to chuck the 4 in there, withdraw it, and we still have it because of timing. And I'm just going to duplicate this 16 a few times until I have a full stack, and then get a few extras of the stack. I've done this a few times, if you can't tell from all the shulker boxes lying around. Just a few times. You know, I might have a few 100 shulker boxes worth of items lying around in total, but they're not all in shulker boxes, so that's not really doing anything for my lag issue. But it's fine. Should probably get some lanterns done too, actually, while I'm here. So I need to place these on those fences. Yeet. Oh, too slow. Okay, 3 stacks should be plenty. I like to keep at least 1 full stack of something that can be fully stacked in there in case I need it. I'll leave you because I might need you, actually. That up there, grab those, and we're good to go. I do still have to go to sleep because that thing out there is going to try and munch on my keister if I don't. Usually that would crash me. I wouldn't be hearing the extra redstone of the trapdoor, I wouldn't be hearing it close, and it would crash me. So clearly I have resolved my issue. Okay. Food. I need food. It's not much food for having nearly 25,000 levels, but you know what? It's food nonetheless. These guys still out here dying, or did they despawn? I think they all despawn. Oh well. What am I looking at over here? What is this? What is this? Bruh. How do? How are there multiple levels of water here? And how are you completely jello-fied? I mean, look at this. If I put a single block anywhere underneath it, it's going to make a new waterfall. Chunks. The cool thing about looking at that is until the water loads in, it looks like it's just suspended on like a wire or something, and it's pretty cool. Oh, that's supposed to be dirt. Oh well, it's fine. We're going to completely seal this off in this direction at least. Haven't decided if I want to seal this off. This definitely yes. Right now, I'll seal it off completely just for safety, and we'll go from there. And the boxes won't be in the way. That's perfect. Because the whole point of having this fenced-in area is partly so I can constrain the creativity to a certain amount of space so I can actually build something cool, which is how I ended up getting those two barns over there. Because I had decided I was going to close that area off, and I built the farms inside and then went, you know what, how can I fill this space that I have created for myself? And not everyone builds that way, and that's okay. But it helps my brain figure in what can I close in here to make it look good. I will figure out what to do with that another time. Right here, I believe, is that middle point. Yeah, that's the middle point. So I want to break that, and that. And that's where that other area is going to come in. And this over here is going to end up being my pumpkin and melon farm, which will only need to be accessible from one entry point, which is pretty nice because I have to have that fence gate there anyway to connect to the wall block. So that's going to be my entry to and from my melons, which is good. I'll do that in a moment. Oop. Turns out I needed almost all of these. Okay, that's good. So we're going to start by placing it here, here. I don't really need it in the middle, but we are going to put one right here. Can I put one on top of that from here? Yes. Sounds good to me. Now we could just put you right there and right there. Oh, right there. here. Break that torch because it's not necessary anymore. Come in here, put you there, on the corner. And you actually are in the dead middle, so middle, middle. I can do that from outside. 2, 3, Dupe. 1, 2, 3, Dupe. And we can do that here as well. 2, 3, right here in the middle. 2, 3. We just follow the same path as over there. Make it nice and simple. And if I decide to, I can also just convert that into a door as well. For right now, these are good the way they are. Try to keep everything as linear as possible. Good deal. And you get to be removed so I can do this. Alright, so now it's a matter of getting this lined out all the way over. Let's try to stick with the 3 pattern for now. 3 posts in between. Oh, but if I do that, then it won't be on the corner. Is it going to have to be every 2? That'd be here, here. It will have to be every 2. It's exactly every 2. Okay, cool. I can work with that. Well, I didn't have to remove that one, actually. Okay, perfect. You know, I actually did not plan on that, but I will accept it. And that ends up being right where it was going to be anyway. Nice. And then you get to remain here in case I decide to carve that out into another pathway. Don't need you because I'm going to put this right here and right. Well, actually, do I want to keep this side the same? I think I want to keep that side the same. Yeah. Oh. Ugh. Okay. You didn't see that dirt. You don't know what you saw. So we're going to put that right there, and while I'm over here, I'll go inside and put the one I mentioned earlier right there so it looks nice. Alright, and we're going to pretend that never happened. Right. Okay, so we're going to stick this one on every 3rd. I'm going to ignore this and just continue on going over. That's going to be the one exception. Oh no! Doing it that way messes up the whole count. Okay. That's fine. Eye twitch. So we just do this. And then it's 3. And it was like I meant to do that. Yeah, we'll say that. I meant to do that. Okay, so now I bring this over here. Probably be easier to do this from the other side, but that is blocked off and I don't feel like flying. Okay, there's the 2. So that's where I could put another fenced-in exit if I was so inclined. That wouldn't be a terrible idea, because I could cordon off this side right here all the way down and make that something else, and then just have extra little farms here. How do I want to do that? I already have my sugarcane. I'm not worried about that. I've got bamboo sorted inside. That over there is the kelp. What else can I farm out here that I don't already have a farm for? No, the veggies do not count. Those already have a thing. I have plenty of berry bush spots. I'll have to tinker with that idea a little bit. But if I already have a pathway coming through here, kind of seems pointless, but that one's probably just going to go internal. I'll have to figure out how I would want that to work. But anyway, let's get back to putting these in. So I try to build for necessity and then combination of function and appearance. I'll pick a thing that I need and figure out how it needs to look to be most efficient, and then figure out how to make it look cool, which is how I ended up getting this like Mayan pyramid almost. Okay, so I can just stick with the 2 on these short sides, and that should be fine. Why is that perfect? Okay, so now all of the lampposts are in for this area. Sir, are you going to come close enough so I can purchase from you? Okay, fine. Don't sell me stuff. Rude. You know what? I have the fences. I can do this. Apparently I'm buying from the llama. I'm not buying anything because I have no money and you have nothing of value to me. Good day, sir. I will let you live with your llamas. Sometimes that is more punishment than just killing you outright. Well, that's just going to be on the other side now. Okay, now let's head on over here. Don't need those for a bit. Where is Shine Bright? That is where all of the seeds go. And we're gonna do this. That way, I can keep these in line, keep this area lit up. And it will all look nice. Okay. Don't need to have any messy torches out here. And yes, it is like this by design because I'm going to be wrapping some moss carpets around this side. All the way around so things don't spawn in here. So this is what we're working with currently, and then I have to figure out what exactly I plan on doing with this little field here. Do I want to just sink it down and make it another extension of the pond? Do I want to actually expand out to the edge of it? What am I doing here? There's lots of things I need to figure out about my area. I am unclear exactly, so if you have any ideas that might look pretty cool in the space that is available, let me know. Moss would be down here. Probably out this way. I usually put the wood next to the stone somewhere. Not this way. This way. Okay. Moss. Do I have any carpets? Yeah. That might be enough. Now I have to run upstairs. Is it raining? It's frickin' raining. Okay, where are my seeds? Seeds. That's not enough melons. That is not enough melons. Okay. Now, let's see if this is enough of these before I do what I need to do next, if it's not. Okay, we're still good because it's raining and it still didn't kick me. Okay, so we're going to start off here, and you can barely even register that they're there. This is not like 20 long or anything, so it should be enough. Oh yeah, we're good. So that's all that needed to be. Can't tell they're there until you get slightly to the side, but it is there. Which is literally all I needed to do. So I'm actually going to run upstairs, do some duping of the seeds. So once they become seed stalks, it doesn't matter if there's a source. The items they generate are generated in their place. So we're going to do that. Move these down a peg. Now it doesn't matter if you're on top of a setup like this or if you do it on the floor, really. As long as you can access the top hopper, you're pretty much set. So I'm going to get a stack first and then keep one stack down here. Do the same deal with pumpkins. Timing's a little off right now for some reason. Don't accidentally pick up your items and throw them in the hopper. That will mess it up. There we go. Okay. These don't actually require going in there. Let's take this and put you in you. Alright, so I'm going to put the melons going towards the bottom area. Oh, I landed perfect. And I'm going to have the pumpkins towards the house. Should not have missed anything. There's 18 slots, 18 missing from my stack. We should be good. This just guarantees they grow in the direction I need them to. And they will grow over time and look very nice. What I don't need is that torch right there. This area is totally spawn-proofed, except for the areas that don't yet have melons or pumpkins. But that is far enough away from the edge blocks that I don't have to worry about that. Now I can easily get in and out of my Igul Tower, or get to my dock without need of anything spawning and attacking me. Except what could potentially spawn right there. But it's lit up, it's fine. We're good. Oh boy, this episode went like 15 minutes longer than it should have. Eh, eh. Whoops. Maybe, y'all, maybe. I was supposed to keep these to 30 minutes. It's fine. It'll be alright. Who's gonna tell? Are you gonna complain about extra content? I don't think so. Okay, I can put these away real quick and then we'll wrap this up. Chuck those up top. I guess berries count as a fruit. Yeah, we'll count it today. Wait, did I just see melons? There's full-on melons up there. Okay, well, I needed to do that anyway. Tomorrow, we're going to go ahead and start working on the next tower. That's probably going to be another long episode. I should really set a timer. But for right now, have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye. Curse my voice.